Well, after 11 hours at the airport and the flight delayed 3 times and eventually cancelled, not on tomorrow but cancelled completely, I find myself outside Terminal 2 having a coffee at 11 o'clock at night. So trains have stopped. I got a train here and I don't think the train starts till 5 AM. TUI have been absolutely disgusting. I watched it on the news over the last few days about their unpreparedness for half-term, end of COVID restrictions and the bank holiday, and didn't really believe that it could be quite so bad. But the lack of communication and the dismissive way in which they've treated everyone has been absolutely ridiculous. I would be embarrassed to work for that company. So left it to a baggage handler or ground handler to whisper that looks like it's going to be cancelled because the pilots were at the end of their flight hours. And I'm sure they knew that when they were flying back from Izmir. They could have told us 4 hours before. Lots of families crying and upset. Everybody, waiting for their holiday, especially with young children, and expected to be put in a hotel for a flight tomorrow, but have been told there is no hotel, there's no flights, no advice about getting home. Lots of people come hundreds of miles to the airport and literally stood outside in the rain, nowhere to go. You can't pay hundreds of pounds for a taxi, through the middle of the night to get home. So my latest plan, I guess, is to get online, see if I can find a flight as early as possible tomorrow. Obviously with another company. I've booked with TUI again at the beginning of August for our family holiday, but I'll be looking to see if I can cancel that, and I would urge anyone to try and cancel their flights with TUI. Let them go bankrupt, as they thoroughly deserve to. And yes, it'll reduce the competitiveness of the market, and there'll be I guess more issues in the long run, but you can't allow people to treat customers like that. So let's see. We'll see if we can get a flight early tomorrow, and I'll try and camp out somewhere. Okay, so second time round, I'm back in Terminal 2. I came here about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, stayed here till 11 PM until they eventually, after 3 announcements that the flight to Izmir was delayed, they eventually cancelled it, saying the pilots had overflown their hours. As I mentioned in the last video, they would have known that when they flew back from Izmir. Anyway, I came out of the airport. There was no offer of accommodation, no offer of transport. It was raining, cold, just had a shirt on. Basically, stood outside in the rain. Trains had stopped, so I couldn't get back home. 17 miles. Trains don't start again till I think 5 AM. It's now 3 AM. And what I've done is gone online and booked another flight to Brussels, from Brussels to Izmir. So back through security, online boarding card this time. I got it straight away, unlike with TUI. It took me a month to get it. That should have been a warning sign, actually. And now we'll see if we get to Brussels this time. We'll see if I get to Brussels. I'll update you when I do. Well, despite the best efforts of TUI, I have managed to get to Belgium. So I'm currently in Brussels airport, waiting for my connecting flight to Izmir. So Brussels Airlines, absolutely fantastic. First class, friendly, clean, professional. But they were late because Manchester Airport didn't have enough baggage staff to put the baggage on. Luckily I had a 2-hour wait, which means I've only got a 1-hour wait here now. So it just shows what you can do if you want to. Well, 24 hours later than I got to the airport. A bit more actually, 27 hours. Here I am. And 9 hours late. Not bad. It's been a right adventure. Guess what? I made it. Wow, there were moments when I thought I wouldn't. Well, not in the same day that I did. And here we are. Home sweet home. This is one of the most enjoyable parts of having our house in the sun, really. I can't tell you how it feels right now. It's peaceful. It's so warm and still. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's just totally still. There's no wind at all. And it's probably, I don't know what it is, probably about 28. It's gorgeous. It's what I missed about this place, really. Well, I thought I'd have a walk down to the beach. It's, well, you know, people who know where the house is, it's only a minute or so. It's absolutely beautiful today. They've made it really lovely with these cycle paths and footpaths. 17 kilometres into town, Kusadasi one way and Guzulchamli the other way. So it's a long way, a great place to cycle and walk. Beautiful day for the beach. I don't know exactly what temperature is. It said it was 32, going to be 32. I guess it's not far off that, it's around lunchtime. There's a lovely breeze, obviously with it being by the seaside, so it makes it a little bit cooler, feels a little bit cooler. I'm just going to go down to one of these little beach bars and restaurants and have a coffee, maybe get some lunch. These are the villas, so you can see how close we are to the beach. It's beautiful. Just step onto the sand. Oh geez, the sand's a bit warm. Forget about that. It's lovely. You can see over here, that's Kusadasi, so that's about 9 miles that way, 16 kilometres in new money. This is the national park, So you've got wild boar, wild horses, got brown bear, wolves, European wolf, all sorts of flora and fauna in there. It's a beautiful place. Don't know how much it costs now, but it's about £4 or £5 to get in, and then it's you know, there's tens and tens of miles to drive around in there. I wouldn't say there's hundreds, but it might be about 100. And then here it's a bit of a mist. I think it was with the heat, but there's Samos, the Greek island. So from here it's about probably 6 miles, but from the corner where it joins onto the peninsula where the national park is, it's about 1 kilometre, so it's about 1,000 metres across to Greece. It's very close. So I won't bore you any longer, but just a bit further in front of me there's a new campsite that I saw online on Facebook that they've developed with some nice resort resources in there. So there's toilets and bathrooms and hard stand-ins, restaurants and cafes. And I can see now in front of me, you probably won't see it, I will try to show you, where that guy is on the bike. Just behind there you can see a green thing on the beach. I don't know if the phone will pick that up, but just there is where all the caravans and stuff are. So it's tourists from all over, and I had a walk down last night, and they're mainly from, there's a couple of UK registered, but mainly German, French, Dutch, Belgian. So it's a nice place to come down to. And of course they can stay for 3 months. So it's really nice. Anyway, enjoy whatever you're doing today, and I'll do the same. See you soon. Well, it's hard to believe that it's 7 days since I stood in that huge queue at Manchester Airport waiting for my TUI flight, only to be delayed several times and then cancelled. And having spent, I don't know, 16, 17 hours at the airport, and then have to book another ticket with another company to fly to Brussels, and then from Brussels to Izmir. It really is incredible that that was a week ago, and here I am, still in Kusadasi, right near my home, just having a walk out to get something to eat before I make my way to the airport. So I'm heading to Izmir Airport. Obviously I'm not flying with TUI. That's not because they cancelled the flight, because I'd only booked a one-way flight, and I was going back with Jet 2 and still am. But of course I will avoid TUI whenever possible. Unfortunately we have booked to come back here in August with the family, and I booked that with TUI before, you know, experiencing their unprofessional and downright embarrassing behaviour as a company, and I can't get a refund on that. Can you imagine any other organisation where you buy something and you say that it's not working, or you're supposed to, I don't know, it's supposed to be a car and you put petrol and it goes somewhere, I'd like the money back please, it doesn't work. But with TUI, you buy something and it doesn't work, or they don't provide it, but they won't give you your money back until it actually happened. So you can't, you know, for example, cancel it, which is what I would want to do, and book with someone else. And I think I was going to keep this to myself really, but I think a really good way of ensuring as much as you can nowadays from a British airport that you're going to get where you want to go is to do what I did, only by accident or through necessity, and book a short flight into Europe and then get a connecting flight to wherever you're going. Because none of the small flights to Brussels, for example, were cancelled, because they were mainly business people going to meetings and stuff, and it's a lot easier to let down your casual charter flight holiday makers. So that's what I'll do next time. And I've always tried to get a direct flight to here. It's 4 hours, 1600 kilometers. But I think in future what I'll do is try and get a one-stop flight to somewhere where they've got things controlled, maybe Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany, and then get a flight from there to wherever we're going. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to get something to eat. As you can see, it's 30 degrees. It's absolutely beautiful here. It's nearly 4 p.m. and this is really one of the most beautiful places that I could have ever chosen to buy a home. I'm really, really pleased with it. 18 years this year since we bought this place. It's changed a lot, still as beautiful. So I'll see everybody when I'm back in the UK. Have a great day, everyone. Well, we're at the new bus terminus in Kusadasi. It looks okay, actually. It's the first time I've been dropped off here, but I've never came into these buildings. There's quite a few little cafes and restaurants and things. Looks quite nice. On our way to Izmir.